Good man. Hello, everyone. Bill Race, and we are back with you here on Facebook. And just wanted to be able to get you caught up here. We just left our shows on our regular air, of course, and now we're going to keep you updated periodically here on Facebook. The wind gust map is what I have up here. This is probably within the last hour, the highest wind that had been peaked out at as far as the wind gust. Now, that's not sustained winds, that's different. But we had a wind gust, Pikeville 47, 30 in Athens, 32, Tellico Plains, 35 in Crossville. That's the data that we're receiving. And, you know, you see everyone, for the most part, over 20 miles per hour. It just so happens that Chattanooga, 18. So, and Chattanooga had been right up at the top a little earlier. Now, let me show you the sustained winds here from the top of the hour. And the wind has calmed down a little bit in Chattanooga, at least at the observation time at 9. But still, sustained winds of 10 to 20, very common. But we're still going to have, for a while here, we're going to be having very gusty winds and strong sustained winds. And that's going to continue to cause power outages. I'm thinking that, yeah, there's a lot of power outages. Volunteer Electric has like almost 5,000 customers out. And EPB, I'm having a little difficulty getting the exact number, but it's around 3,000, I think. So winds are going to continue to be one of the big spotlights here in weather, as we see them at still 10 to 20, maybe a little less, quite a bit less actually tomorrow. So that will be helpful. But still for the rest of this afternoon, they're still going to be high, but it does look like that perhaps they may come down a little bit as we go into this evening. So that would be helpful. But by then we will also have had quite a bit of rain and more wind. So we'll go to the radar here, and yes, we're getting covered up by rain, as we had been talking about earlier on Facebook, and that is come to pass. We still got a ways to go, but it isn't going to take terribly long for the rain to move through. I'm thinking we could go to our modeling of with the rapid refresh model. And so let me pull that up and we'll see exactly how the timing is looking as far as that's concerned. So I'm getting to that here. So this is 2 p.m. and this still looks a lot like what we have right now. Then we'll move the timeline along. That's 3 p.m. The western counties starting to see an end to the rain by 4, and even just between 3 and 4. And then Chattanooga, looks like we're out of the rain in Chattanooga maybe by even 4 or 5 o'clock. And then the rest of our area with the heavier rain getting rid of that about 6 or so. Oh yeah. And so I'm still working on things in the background here, so to speak. But just a lot of things are a lot of things go on in the newsroom and here, that kind of thing as we go along here. So you might hear somebody come in from the newsroom and tell me some information, that kind of thing. But anyway, as far as future track here, it does improve. We still could have some light patchy areas of rain tonight for a while, maybe even a snow shower flurry in the higher elevations, north of Chattanooga, north and west, along the plateau and eastern mountains. But that isn't of any real consequence. So we'll go on back here and just kind of take a look at radar. We'll spend some time with you here. The real good news so far, no warnings. No warnings for severe thunderstorms. It looks less and less likely that we will see that, but never say never. So there's the overview, and we're seeing the end game out there to the west. I'm still here. I'm just kind of checking out a few things with us as far. We've had some trees down. We've been getting some pictures of that. We've had numerous power outages that will probably continue to mount as we go through the afternoon. Although, like I say, by late afternoon into this evening, we should see some diminishment of the wind, and that will help us out. So we're just kind of wanting to be sure that, we let you know what's going to be happening here, because this is a little different situation than we normally would have. It's because we're talking about mostly wind and not because of thunderstorms. So you see, it's a little different situation. But certainly the winds, as strong as they have been enough to be a really big nuisance as far as having, and even dangerous, really, when trees are coming down, limbs are coming down. I mean, that can be deadly, if it falls on your house and that kind of thing. And, that is one thing that I would, encourage, is that if you have, not today, but if you have trees that are looking a little bit weakened or ill or that kind of thing, you may want to think about, and they're close to the house, for the future, you may want to have those taken down or at least trimmed up or whatever. Might make it a little safer. And we just are going to just kind of hang with you here a little while. The more I see of this and the more I watch the progression of the rain, it really does, look helpful that we're going to be finding ourselves with less chance of severe thunderstorms or even too many thunderstorms, as it looks like it is weakening overall. And that would also mean that the rain is not quite as heavy as it was not too long ago. So those are all good things. I mean, we're going to, still have some, I would call it some dangerous conditions out there on the roads. We could still see some flash flooding. We could still see winds taking down tree limbs or even trees, and electrical lines could come down if, either because of tree limbs or just because the wind has whipped them up enough. So we have, still several factors that we have to continue to be certain of. And, we're just kind of watching with you as far as that's concerned. David will be in a little while, and he will take you through the mid and late afternoon hours. I know that Lexi and Ryan have been posting as well and commenting on comments, that kind of thing. So we're doing everything we can to keep you updated. interesting how this has kind of worked out. And don't get me wrong, there are still some heavy pockets of rain here and there. But the good news is that it really isn't come along with thunderstorms too much here. I think that it's some improvement in some cases here, you could say. It was way out in West Tennessee when they really had some warnings with this. And as it has traveled eastward, it has, at least in our area, not been able to hold together very well. And even when I look to the south, I don't see any warnings. So, now back to the west, there is still some rain. It's possible we could catch some of that, but when we looked at the refresh model, rapid refresh, it was showing that mainly going north of us. The rain is picking up outside our studios, I can tell you that. Yeah, let's see. I'm trying to post our live stream here to my page. I'm just having a little trouble, and so that's why I'm not at times going quiet here, because I'm trying to focus for a moment on this to see if I can figure it out. I'm still here, guys. I'm just kind of hanging out with you. We were looking earlier at some TDOT cameras and also StormCam 9 cameras, and we saw a lot of shaking of the screen. In fact, that is something we could take a look at. I believe I've got them in this particular lineup. Let me see what I can find. Maybe we can take a look at that as far as some of the cameras are concerned. They had some trouble over by not Moccasin Bend, but by Browns Ferry and 24. It looked like there was debris on the roads during our midday show. I don't have any idea if that was anything to do with the weather or not. I'm going to try to load this up here, and we'll see if it shows. I'm going back to the Browns Ferry camera. Hopefully it'll come up here. But there it is. So let's just watch the camera for a second and see if it's still rocking and rolling. But it looks like it's a little bit more stable now. Traffic is moving along well in both directions. Again, this is I-24 at Browns Ferry. So we can look at a few others while we're at it. Let's come back to I-24. Let's see if the Germantown Road camera is working. There it is. There's that construction, of course, on the right. And things are looking, like they're running pretty well. Raindrops are hitting the lens. So that is, again, 24 at Germantown Road. Nothing real off the charts there. So now we're going to, let's see where else we can go here. 75, East Brainerd Road, that can be congested because of the construction that's going on there. And we'll see if there's anything. Yeah, it's a dreary look, isn't it? And the camera is definitely being affected by the wind there. And it looks like maybe the feed got interrupted. But that's a lot darker sky. And unfortunately, it does look like maybe they've lost their feed. So we'll go and try another one. I-75 Shallowford Road, a little farther north on 75, past the mall exit. And rain has really been taking advantage of the camera lens there. And it's moving around pretty good. Traffic's moving along okay, though, so that's great. And let's see if there's anything else here we want to take a quick look at. We could maybe go 75. Let's see here. 75. And the Highway 64 bypass in Bradley County. Let's see if it's working. And there it is. Boy, same story. Rain really has gotten whipped into the camera lens. Traffic's moving, slow, but no incidents there. Doesn't appear. Camera pretty stable. So there is a little tour of some of the TDOT cameras at this hour. And we'll let's see what's going on here. Make sure we're not missing anything on the radar. I don't see any warnings or watches or anything like that that have been issued. I'm trying to get to your comments here. It just seems like I can't. quite get to them. So just hang with me here just a second, please. So I want to read some of your comments here and see what you got to say for me. Let's see. West Tennessee, Ronnie, nice to have you with us. This is from the B. That was 15 minutes ago, but I'm just catching up. Jackie says, hey, Angela from Copper Hill, thank you for being with us. Watching from Cleveland is Annette. We were just looking at 64 bypass. And let's see, the power pole fell. They fixed it and the power's back on in Bradley County. That was from Angela. Not too bad outside, just cold, Jimmy says. And that's true. If the wind isn't up, it's really just rain. We're still going to have rain in Trenton, Georgia for a while, but, it doesn't look like anything severe. Other than the fact that you'll still have gusty winds and some rain. The rain will be ending, though, I'd say in a couple hours. Dalton Pike waiting on the power to come back on there. Ronnie, it is much weaker actually. You had in West Tennessee, they had the warnings out. Linda, not sure where. I'm sorry if I missed where you're from, but I think all of the area has the rain moving up between 5 and 6. I think Chattanooga probably between 3 and 4. All right. We're going to look at if in case, and I saw a request for a future track, and I'd be glad to do that again for you. This is the rapid refresh. This is going to help with letting you know about the timing. This is 3 p.m. on the screen right now, and then we're seeing the rain really decrease in intensities off to the west. By 4 o'clock, just still in Chattanooga, but then by the time we get to 5 and 6, the rain is moving eastward, and by 6, it looks like most rain is over. But at least from this heavy batch here, now there's some patchy areas of rain that could continue into the evening, and then that's about it. So that's a very short-term forecast. I don't think we have anything in yet as far as what I would show you as far as long-term. I probably do have something if I just got to find it. That's always the problem. I don't think that we have the Euro in yet, the European model. But I'll show you what the last one had here. At least let me see what time this is. It. Yeah, this is still from last evening. I just would show you that dry over the weekend. And then here is this bit of snow. This is Monday as we go through the day, Monday afternoon into Monday night. Looks like we could still see some snow, and then that will move off. Now, that doesn't, that's mostly just light snow. But when that happens, I'm always the kind of guy that starts off with less than an inch or a dusting in the valleys, and you could see, an inch or two in the mountains. But that's far from certain. But I don't mind, you knowing what I'm thinking. So that is something to consider, and we'll be getting more into that as we go through the weekend. So we'll go right back into radar here for a little bit, and then, I think we'll close down this particular feed for now. Of course, we're going to say, if anything comes up that's in need be, we will get to you. Linda, it's okay. It just, because of the way that it's moving, it's pretty steady movement, so it's pretty simple to get to the end of the rain. I just needed to know if you were east or west or central. So yeah, I'd say in Rossville, about 3:30 maybe. Trenton out of power, Amanda. All right. So, friends, I'm going to look one more time here on the EPB and the Volunteer Electric websites and just see how we are, how things are going. Yeah. But, let me look at that real quick. Let's see if I can find it again. All right, here we go. And this is on a different screen, but I'm going to just read it to you. That Volunteer Electric is reporting 5,134 customers out. So that's quite a few. That's quite a bit. That's a big number. Not a huge number, but it's a big enough number. And EPB, and I'll be honest with you, I'm not sure how to count these incidents, but it looks like to me that it's about 4,000 people, 4,000 outages that are either in repair, reported, or en route. So it certainly has, gotten to a lot of people. All right, friends, that's going to be it for right now. Good news is, looks like severe weather chance as far as thunderstorms or anything, that seems to be very much reduced. And we are just going to kind of be continuing to watch to make sure nothing surprises us about that. And the end game to the rain is out to the west. And at that point is where we will see most of the steady rain end. But it is just crossed Huntsville, so not too terribly far away. So I thank you very much, and we will keep you on our minds and come back to update you and watch our social media platforms for updates and our website. And I hope you have a really good weekend. But we'll be back if need be.